So can you people hear me? I just want to be sure that this thing is recording because
Okay.
some of you would we want to hit mirror if it doesn't record. All right, this is where we stopped last. So let's start with the so on the A there, this one there. So that's the only thing we have there presently. All right, that is helping us to have our search buttons they have. Let me go and bring out the original website. Super simple. Did anybody even try to inspect it and do one or two things from it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes,
this
sir.
this is the part I'm working on. This part now, this is icon and this is another icon. I need to get those icons ready. And this icon you see here is inside the button. This icon you see here is inside the button. So it means that I need to get my button. I'm going to give it a class of search button. I'm going to give it a class of search. All right. Type the class and press words enter. All right. You can see that it brought out the class instead of it to be doing image element img. I'm going to have an image element. So the element I want to get, have we downloaded this icon? No. I think we downloaded all the icons. I
Yes,
downloaded
sir.
it.
We downloaded everything.
Yes. So I'm going to go inside images. So the next thing I'm going to go is called header. Yeah, I know. I remember I dropped inside header. Then it's called search. So you will see it coming up here, but it's not going to show very well. So permit me to remove the color from the CSS so that the color I pass here, so that I'll be able to do my work. So there's no color again. Now this image now, this button I also use IDO, but so that you not just be thinking it's only class. So this one is going to be search button icon, saying hyphen words hyphen icon. So that's that about that. Then before we start working on it, let's just get the other. I hope you know this one is the voice search because this is audio icon. That's what we are calling voice search. Voice search button.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, because it's becoming clumsy so that you not look as if I love. So and in the CSS area we are looking at the side of the middle section. First thing first, that middle section we have given it a flex of 1, right? We've given it a flex of 1. Let's add some other things to it to make it unique. Where is it here? So I give it a margin left and a margin what right. Margin left I'm giving it so that space at the left and space at the right. I'm giving it by margin left I'm giving it 70 pixels. So margin left I'm giving it what 70 what pixels. So then I'll call my margin right now. Margin right stuff. So there's a space here and there's a space here, but this one is not still behaving how we want it to behave. So for display of what, display of what class, display of what,
Fle-
mark suite. So let's give it a mark suite. Now the essence of mark suite is the highest suite that it will get to. All right, the highest suite that it can get to when you minimize it. So that's the property. Give 500 pieces. So let's go and start working on this part. The first thing I have there, I have a class of search. Again, search by what, but search by icon. Abi search, is it search bar now? Search, huh? Search button. Abi
Search
Search
button.
button. Why but
button. Okay, search button.
So there's search bar. That's for the button in general. And then there's now search button.
Yes, now. So Munachi, how you doing? So search.
I'm fine, sir.
I hope you are getting it, yeah. Button. So the other one is voice search. button, search button icon. So let's talk to that search button. So the search button, I'm going to give it a height of 40 pixels. So I want it to be tall. So the guy is 40 pixels. I also give it a width, the original one. So this is it here. So the next thing I'm going to do, you see this icon that I have here, that icon is search button what icon, have you? Search button icon. So that's icon for search button icon. How will I put it now? A height so that it will not be too big inside here. So I'm going to give it a height of 25, let's say 25 pixels, so that it will be small inside. We are not done with this because as you are working on this, be inspecting the original. Be inspecting the original as you are working on it. All right, so the next thing are you guys there? Hello?
Yes, sir. We are here.
Okay, I thought somebody left. All right, so the
Yeah, I still
background,
feel it. It's no longer.
okay, maybe she will join later. So the background color of this particular button, remember I told you it could be is a white smoke. 240, 240, the search button 240, 240. So no, I hope, yeah, that's what give me the width and the height. So I'm going to give it a border pixels. I just want to be sure that this thing is affecting, yeah, this border color of your border, call border width, call border style, then you call border color. All of these are property that can go for border, so you can just call them border. All right, that's the short. So border style, will set it to solid because I want to color it. I'll set it to solid so that they have a solid color. Then the border color now, I'm going to give it with white, but it's going to still be off white. Border 192, 192. So that's the border that we're having right now. Then something is going on here. Let's go back to where is it? Search bar. Have I brought the search bar here? It's supposed to the other place, the video CSS. Do I have the search bar? Yeah, the guy is still here. So this search bar, we have given it a display of block. So instead of giving it a display of block, this one a flex of 1. I believe you know what's going on. Hello? I've given it a flex of
Hi.
1.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if I maximize this browser now, you can see that it's taking the size. So it's occupying wherever I want to occupy. The reason why you're not seeing it too supposed to stay. Then the next thing I'm going to have here is so it's not tall. Then I'm going to give it a font size of 16 pixels. A font size, I will give it a font size of 16 pixels. Then I'll give it a border. All right, so I want to call the border width and border property. So the first thing is the border, which is 1 pixels. Are you getting it? The next one is the border style, which is 192. 192, 1912. The border radius, this is not a sharp edge. This is not a sharp edge. Because their own sample is actually a sharp edge. I'm going to give it a border radius. Sorry. A border radius of let's say 4 pixels. A border radius of 4 pixels. You can see there is no sharp edge there again. There's a sharp, sorry, there's no sharp edge, like there's a little curve inside there. All right, then, all right, remember in our practice we call it box words, box shadow. What's going on here? Why this is, there is a box shadow, so that property is called box shadow. You call shadow input element, and if you want the shadow to be outside, you can just pass it like that. But if you want it to be inside the element, call what? Insert. All right, insert means that it should go inside. So I'm going to give it 1 pixels. One is the blur and the other one is what? Is the color. So we did it for button. Then this, the color I want to give here now, shadow is always 0.5, so that it shouldn't be too obvious inside this button. Opacity of 0.05. So this is what I have presently for this. Now the question is, Mr. Emmanuel, why did this button collapse here like this? All right, why did it collapse here? They gave it a width of what? They turned the width to be what? To be 0. So you see that it now collapsed. So by default, the input element is having a default width measurement. Okay, so when I collapse it, now do not be scared because I collapse it, it's not like that. You know, I already have flex of 1, so even if I maximize, so it's not flexible. This button is not, this input element is not what? Is not flexible. That's what we just succeeded in what in actually. On my right now, you can see some edge here. You can see edge here kind of, but in this one there is no edge. It means that this button, they shift it inside a bit. So how do you achieve that? So if I go to my button now, all right, I want to space this one away from it. It means that I should call the margin what? The margin what? Right. So the margin right, you can see that. But this one, I want to shift this one inside. I want to shift this one inside here. Are you getting it? So it means that I have to call margin what? Is to move it, Abby, to the back, from the back, Abby. But this time around, I want you to go backward. It means I have to have a negative what? Movement, -1 what? Minimize this now. You see that this button is inside this input. You can see, I can see the complete edge of this, but I can't see the complete edge of what? Of this other aspect. Then secondly, that set is having a placeholder. This one is not having a, please, are we good? Hello, are we good? So I should be inside. So if you maximize it, you see my search, which is showing on their to my code. That person will let me get my search button, margin left. So the next thing I want to do, I think it's not bad. Please, can you give me 1 minute? Let me on the gen, please. I don't know what's wrong with this light.
All right, sir.
Let's continue. They brought their light back. All right, so let's talk about this one. So let's just do this one. I made this button here, so it's just the same logic that we have there. So I have to come to my width of 40 pixels so that it will be tall like the other one that we have inside here. So I'm going to give it a height of 40 pixels. Height. That person that is going and coming, well done. Oh. Height of 40 pixels. Then I'm going to give it a width also. I'm giving it a width of 40 pixels because it should not be too wide. A width of 40 pixels. Icon, I have this on there. Please, oh, where's it? Yep. So it's different from this one. So border radius of 20 pixels, then a border of none. Let me set the border of none. The one is not having a border. I will give it a border of none. Then I'll give it a border radius of 20 pixels. Now let me explain why I decided to give it a border radius of 20 pixels. Because I have the value for height. Anytime you're having a value for height inside your element, on your element, divide the height radius. Okay, you get that will be the border radius. All right, so remember I gave you a standard view. Either you do your division, so this one is constant, but that 20 pixels is you have to measure it. All right, so I think I'm almost done. Order of none. So the background
Alright,
color,
sir.
the background color should be turned to off-white also. Where is it? Yeah, this guy here. So background and background color is the same thing, so let me use it. So I'm going to give it RGB 245 245 245 245. It's looking, let me just give it a height of 25 pixels, although the guy is good already. .25 pixels. That's fine. Yeah, I think I'm good. We'll try. Then let's come to this side now. Let's talk to this side. I should finish this side. So let's come down to this side. So this side will be very easy for us to achieve. Session. Remember we gave it a width of this. So permit me to, let's go to the HTML first. This right section, remove this. So I'm going to bring the images here. What are the image? I think the first one they have here, let me bring the sample out here. The first one they have here on the right side load. So I'm going to get image element img voice inside what header, then that's upload the what icon. All right, so this one we're going to give it a class. Let's give it a class in what icon. Let's give the class of upload icon. Then let me duplicate this. Let me just duplicate so I will not be right. Let's bring that image again from it. YouTube apps what icon. YouTube apps on icon. That's not even the last. img. So images of notification icon. Please, are you guys following me? Then the other one, which is the last one, last image,
Yes, sir.
img. So I have to go to images. My channel, let's just give this one a class also. Let's give it a class of profile picture, Abby, because that's the owner of the account. Profile what picture, apps icon, notification icon, profile what picture. Please, let's go to the css. So first thing first, let's remove this organ from it. So the next one is what YouTube apps icon. The next one is notifications icon. Is that what I call it? I call it notification icon. There I call the profile what.
Profile
Thank you. Profile
profile
picture.
picture.
Profile picture. Alright, so I have this one there like this. Alright, I have things like this here. Now for this thing to appear very well at first, you know that I need to come to the right section, then I will give it a display of what? Flex, Abby. So it will be big. So the upload icon, give it a height. All of them, we are going to give it all of them a height of 24 pixels. But the profile picture, we are giving this one height 24 pixels. 24 pixels. 24 pixels. But this one, I'm going to give it a height of something like 32. There's a problem there. YouTube apps, is that what I call it? That's the upload icon. Notification icon, YouTube apps icon. Voila, see what I have here. Hyphen. Alright, you can see everything is looking good, but it's not looking good. So the next thing I'm going to do, since my right section is a display of flex, a margin right of 20 pixels, so that it should not be too much. A margin right of 20 pixels. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to give it align items. So I have to align my items to be at the same spacing for the item inside. So that will be justify what content we are calling what space between. So this one had a spread. If I maximize this now, you see that it's having a good spread. Okay, so that's not good enough. This one is supposed to be like a curve, so it means that this guy here, I have to add border what radius. Remember I told you should measure the height by 2. 32 divided by, so if you give it 16 pixels or you can give it 50 pixels, it's still going to be the same thing. You can see it's still the same thing. So but let me allow you to use logic here. 16 pixels. Please, are we together? Are we together? So let's continue. Are you hello? So let's continue. Are you hello? 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 Hello, is everybody there? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Sorry, don't worry. We are already running up. So what I was trying to explain there is this part, this yawn is not shrinking. This part, this yawn is not shrinking. The right section is not. Are you seeing it? It's not shrinking. So even when it gets here, it still retains. So how do I achieve that in this one? How do I achieve that? Yes.
Your last statement, I don't understand. Shrinking, what's the difference between the shrinking and your.
It's not coming together. This item that you have at the right hand side is not going, it's fixed. Are you seeing it? The only thing that is expanding there and reducing is this input element. This part, this right section is fixed, this left section is also fixed. That's what I'm trying to explain. Get it? But if you look at our one right now, are you seeing it? This guy has string close to this one, which is not supposed to be. Do you understand? So for us to overwrite that, we have to call a flex what? A property called flex string. Flex string, I will set it to what? To 0. So when you set it to 0 like that, it means that it will not shrink again. So look at it too. So you can see that my own is not shrinking again. Are you seeing it? Even when it get to the last, it did not shrink. It remained there, which is perfect. Do you understand now? Do you understand now? All right. So, any question, let's so that we can call it a day
Yes,
here.
sir.
I see you have time. Oh. Let me just continue. But I hope let's continue. I still have time. At least let me give you like 8:20 or 8:30. So that we have to do some other things on it. The header, which I want to call inside here right now. So let's go like, all right. You can make the height to be 70 if you want it to be tall. You can see that it's taller than the way it is before. So whatever you want to achieve, but I think their default is 55. I can't remember again. Their own is 55. So now the next thing I'm going to do here is I want to color the color of the background to be different from the color on the edge. So I want to have my border, my background color for that environment. So higher things on the header. So that's why you're seeing white there. Then I want to have an horizontal line because there's a horizontal line on the sample that we are trying to create on the header. So for you to have that horizontal line, it means that you have to target the border bottom. So border bottom width, my bad. Then the next thing I want to do, the border bottom style. Then the last one, which is going to be the color that I want to use for my border bottom color. So let me give it RGB 228. So let's end the class here. We'll continue. Then this background here, let me quickly talk about this background. This video CSS area, the video CSS that we have. So I think the video CSS is wrapped with background color to be gray, but this kind of gray is going to be like a whitish gray kind of. All right. Hello, any question? Hello, please, somebody should say something now. Any question? Hello, please, if you can hear me, or mute your mic. Hello, can you hear me? All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's stop here. The internet is having issue. So I'm going to drop the source file, the zip file, on the WhatsApp platform. Please do well to go through the source code. And what you even do for me again is try and work on. See this over effect in this line. Oh, what's going on here? What do I call? The border bottom width 1 pixels. Background color is white. Is this color is the one that is causing it? So let's stop here. As a monarchy, take care of yourself.
Sir.
All right, take care.